Johanna, you okay? We on? Mari, let's go. Meeting will come to order, please. The notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act for this meeting have been satisfied. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Attention, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call the roll, please, Johanna.
Mayor Becker.
Here.
Commissioner Amadeo. Here. Commissioner Blumberg.
Here.
We have before us for approval our minutes of our May 4th meetings. What is your pleasure?
I will make a motion to accept those minutes.
I'll second that.
Mayor Becker.
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo.
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg.
Yes.
We will now open for public comment. You may have 3 minutes on any subject. Is there any public comment?
Art Cotilli, 114 Lancaster Avenue. I better get in first because I had a little snag last time. The school got their approval for the $1.2 million, and I was really concerned about them spending that money all at once to fix all those units up there, replace them all on top of the roofs, and none of them are broken. They ran all this year fine. They ran the last year's fine. They may run for years to come. And I took a look at the number of students we lost in the last 3 years. We're 96 students we lost. So if this happens again in this coming year, which it probably in the coming 3 years, why not just reserve, put that money in escrow and hold it a while and think about it, because maybe anything can happen in 3 years. For instance, and I threw up a for instance at the school board meeting, maybe the city might move into the newly renovated old city hall, since you're only one floor anyway. And maybe you'd want to give Union back to them. And wow, then they can use some of that million to refurbish it. And they can go back. I understand it has to be brought up to code, but for $1 million, I'm sure it can. And then I thought, hey, how about the Ross School? Maybe they'll use some of that money to repurpose Ross School, and they can all fit in there. But don't blow the money away fixing something that isn't really broken at the moment. If one goes down, that should cause no problem. You got plenty of others. You got 8 or 10 of these things. They're not all going to go at once, and maybe none of them will go at all. And I look at the future. The $300,000 homes in Margate are things of the past. No builder will ever again build a $300,000 home. That's the end of it. So as they go, so come $1 million homes, and so rule out young families. It's not going to happen anymore. They're not coming back. So let's plan it right to help the real people who live in Margate now. Take care of the needs of your of your school district. Now, the answer I got was from the superintendent was, he gave me his phone number and he says, I'd be glad to talk to you about the efficiency of having 2 buildings instead of 1. And this really puzzled me, because the worst thing of all that's inefficient with the schools is listed in the thing.
Seconds, Art.
And it's building maintenance. And how could you say 2 buildings are more efficient than 1? It just boggles my mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Art. Any other public comment?
Sewell, 22 West Drive. Mayor, I don't mind you being rude and ignorant to me. I consider the source and don't expect anything better. However, I draw the line with your crude attempt to shut down Art Cotilli last time. Just how hypocritical your actions were, one need only recall the very next person to speak, a follically challenged, faded flower child, who rambled on in excess of 3 minutes on a topic never once raised in the work session, i.e., electric company easements. But Mayor, You have a gazillion reasons to try to deep six Art's comments on your disgraceful, bloated, and fiscally irresponsible budget. Your harebrained schemes and botched boondoggles have cost taxpayers hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. One need not remind you that your friendship with Ford Scott alone has cost taxpayers nearly $500,000. Ford Scott's history of dubious, unethical practice would surely preclude any honest politician from retaining Ford Scott. But as your former campaign partner clearly revealed, Ford Scott, quote unquote, helped us during the campaign. Like you, Mayor, transparency is not Ford Scott's strong suit, but we demand far greater transparency, especially when it comes to the school budget. We demand an immediate white paper on specific ways to address all 7 indicators of inefficiency. People are getting wise to your legalized larceny of taxpayer dollars. It must stop at once. The school budget is out of hand. Out of 616 New Jersey school districts, Margate is the 8th highest in the entire state. You could send 2 or 3 students to Rutgers for what we must pay for just 1 student. Michael Ibsen recently sent a letter to the editor that reads, quote, close a Margate school. Well, let's see. Cost to educate a student in Margate is $32,129. Plus, average teacher salary in Margate, $91,000 plus, is the highest in the area and one of the highest in the state. It only costs $11,000 plus for tuition at Rutgers. Really, 2 schools to educate 300 plus kids? Are you kidding me?
15 seconds, John.
Well, Mayor, if you don't interrupt, I can wrap this up. It's a short letter. Your interruptions are not appreciated.
I didn't interrupt you. Go ahead.
Mayor, you have a clock. Why don't you utilize it? Then I can pace it accordingly. Again, let's see. What 9 grade levels of K through 8, approximately 35 students per grade, 2 classes of each grade. That's only 18 classes plus special and physical education. Does anyone with half a brain really believe that Margate needs 2 grammar schools? This isn't rocket science, and it shouldn't take years, according to the superintendent, to move from one school to the other. Just do it. Close a damn school. And if the members of the school board don't have the courage to do the job that needs to be done, then get rid of them. This is not me, Mayor. This is one of your constituents. Thank you.
Who works with me, by the way, John?
Well, he's on to your game, Mayor. He's on to your game. It's a flim-flam, it's a scam, it's a con.
Is there any?
Governance by grifters.
Is there any other public comment?
Like grifters.
Steve Warner, 103 North Sumner Avenue. I spoke a couple months ago about some of these Narcan saves by our fire department and what have you. And it's come to my attention that there's just a lot more, and it's the same people, which is just what I said 2 months ago. And really, it's just a shame that something can't be done when you get this person. When you bring him back, he should be brought into some sort of protective custody for his own good, really, and get him into some kind of treatment, forced treatment, or they're just gonna die, okay? And and soon. They may be within the next 6 months. They're just gonna be dead. And if we could do something to get him in treatment, at least there's a chance. But it just seems, I mean, they're doing this in Ohio, where they found that it's the same people they're bringing back, repeatedly. And I don't know, there's just been so many ODs lately, and it's a shame. And I think that maybe if we could get, like I said, get them, hold them, put them in some kind of treatment facility, possibly at Ancora, I don't know where, and not for like a couple weeks, but for a month at least, where you could get a chance to get to them, maybe you can get to that person, or maybe not, and maybe it's just hopeless. But I think you got to possibly try to do something, because otherwise they're just going to be dead, and that would be a shame. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Anyone else? Is there a motion to close public comment?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker,
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo,
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg.
Yes.
We will now open public comment on second reading of ordinances and resolutions. Is there any public comment?
I'll make a motion, we close public comment on ordinances. and
I'll
resolutions.
I'll second that motion. Damn.
Mayor Becker,
Yes,
Commissioner Amadeo,
we didn't make it.
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg.
Yes.
It's all yours, Johanna.
Okay. May I have a motion for the introduction of ordinance number 10, 2017, amending Chapter 132, fees?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker.
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo.
Yes.
May I have a motion for the introduction of ordinance
Wait a
number...
minute, what about me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
You forgot our favorite commissioner. Come on.
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg. May I have a motion for the introduction of ordinance number 11, 2017, an ordinance amending Chapter 2757, Traffic and Vehicles and Traffic?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker.
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo.
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg.
Yes.
May I have a motion for the adoption of ordinance number 8, 2017, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 175 flood hazard areas?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 9, 2017, an ordinance amending Chapter 169 water of the Code of the City of Margate City?
Make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for resolution number 100, authorizing certificate of the 2016 audit?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for resolution number 101, 2017, authorizing payments to Colmar Home Center?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
I abstain.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for resolution number 102, 2017, authorizing bill payment and claim?
Make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for resolution number 103, 2017, authorizing change order number 1, an increase for 2015 CDBG bulkhead?
I'll make that
I'll
motion.
second it.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for resolution number 104, 2017, authorizing change order number 3, a decrease for the municipal building playground upgrades?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for resolution number 105, 2017, authorizing change order number 1, increase for 2015-16 road program?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Thank you, Johanna. We now need a resolution to go into executive session. Is that correct?
Yes, it would be the same wording as we used 2 weeks ago, Joanna. It would be for the purpose to go into executive session to negotiate the installation of drainage pipes and the allocation of cost with the NJDEP.
I will make that motion.
I will second that motion.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Thank you all. We are going into executive session. We will reconvene at the end of that executive session, and of course, we'll let you all know what took place. And
How to negotiate with the DEP by what word?
No.
What word yet?
Now we're,
Okay, so the purpose of this closed session was to lay out our strategy and determine how to negotiate by what terms with the DEP regarding the installation of a drainage system to deal with what we feel will be a significant problem for Margate as a result of the beach replenishment project and the artificial sand. I've been instructed by the three commissioners to formulate a letter laying out our position. And at this point in time, it looks like we can only get the DEP to help us with 8 blocks of creation of a manifold system with possibly 2 outflow pipes. That's where we are now. Who pays what percentage is what we're still trying to negotiate and come up with the
Good.
conclusion of the agreement.
Thank you, Scott.
That's it.
Perfect.
I make a motion, meeting be adjourned.
I'll second that.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.